Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today's day 25. Accumulate the power of thoughts and become an instrument for elevated service. Today's topic: an instrument for doing unlimited service. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Happy Sadguruvar to everyone. We're getting so much from Mohini Didi, from Baba, but also because when Baba became awake, then actually when Mama became awake, Mama left her body. Baba invited Didi to come and stay in Madhuban. Didi actually was in charge of Delhi, and so I know her since my spiritual birth because she was our direct instrument to sustain us. And of course, her teachings were, which made us very refined into what we say, how we say it, how we talk, because she taught us all disciplines, maryadas, everything. But also because she had in her life, her Lokik name was Gopi. And Gopi, you all know, means gopis of Sri Krishna. She had only Baba, nothing else in life. But then second thing is her love for Murli. As you heard Dr. Nimla said, okay, we read Murli, we listen to Murli, but to absorb Murli, to change that knowledge into pearls, to change knowledge into power. Baba always used to have, there was time, half an hour meditation before Murli. These days, because of time or whatever, we might sit for one song, but half an hour meditation. Why? Because when you practice soul consciousness and sit in silence, your intellect is able to absorb. So actually, another dharana, as she said, even Dadi Janki used to say, because as soon as Murli finished, the activity began, right? But Didi used to say, but what about churning? So they will like give themselves little time to go in silence. And why Baba said it? What's the reason? It's like churning, contemplation. Like I think everywhere Murli finishes by 7:30 until 8. These days we have more about sharing, right? But those days there was also proper meditation for 15 minutes. 50 minutes revision, 15 minutes Baba's remembrance. So these days, I get so many calls, right? Even since morning. And definitely there are situations emotionally, physically, relationship, financially, socially. But first thing is that everyone has to remember that Baba, God's, the way Baba teaches us is with love. So in our every action, every activity, there should be love. Love and peace are very important. The atmosphere then which we create of God's love and peace helps souls, those who come to Baba's home, to have experience, feel belonging, being sustained. Right? It's very, very important. When I hear Baba's every home, Baba's service place is a sacred place. Mm. And to get upset, to get angry, to speak loudly is not acceptable, right? It's Baba's home, it's sacred place. So what it has to be? God's love, very, very loving and peaceful. Mm. This should actually our main dharana. If we do it, others will do it, right? I'm talking about not one place, the whole world, that it has to be the vibrations of God's love and peace. This will help us to have self transformation. And then Baba will make you instrument for unlimited service. Never, never any conflict because of service. If it's God's service, how can there be conflict? Right? Mm. So, everywhere, wherever you are, that's my request that never, never get upset or angry at Baba's home. Because what you are living at Baba's home, when we go to temples, what we take it. Mhm. So silence, attention on Murli, revision of Murli. Mm. All these are different methods Baba has given us to keep not only my own self into that calm and peaceful nature, but also Baba's places, Baba's yagya. Mhm. So it's so, again, now this month is ending, Didi's month, and also Baba keeps saying about accumulate power of mind, power of thoughts. So Baba is saying an instrument for doing unlimited service. One is desire, which is good, pure desire. But that desire, uh, shouldn't end up with more and more desires, right? Yes, Baba, I'm available, but keep preparing yourself, no? Keep preparing. Baba will definitely make you instrument for unlimited service. In order to accumulate the power of the thought, accumulate power of thought, practice putting a full stop in a second, Baba says, to what you're seeing or what you're hearing, anything. Somebody say, how can I close my eyes and not see? It's not closing eyes. But you don't realize the impact which that will have on yourself. Mm. You must have seen on the road when there is accident, traffic really slows down, almost stops. But everyone wants to see what happened. Mhm. Everything we see or hear, mm, has impact on the soul. And then I have to clear it, right? I remember I say before, you keep recollecting or the fear comes, but why you say it, no? So Baba is saying, putting a full stop in a second to what you see or hear anything. If you put up a, hmm, what you put is all the time. The question is why? Why this one doing it? Why this one, why? Or what? What is this going on, right? To your thoughts, sometimes we might feel that, no, how is it possible? I am responsible or I have to take care of it or, we have a lot of reasons to do what we're doing. But what Baba is saying, to put full stop. Mm. And then naturally after full stop, you go into the new script, different script, right? So Baba says, if you create, so I'm seeing and then thoughts are coming. So Baba said, then what you're doing is creation of waste. It has gone inside, right? So where will it go? Baba says that you will have to sustain it. You will continue mm, to spend your thoughts, time, and energy on that, to get rid of them, to forget their lot of thoughts could come. So Baba is saying, therefore, what happens? Have birth control of your thoughts. Oh, you have birth control over that creation of waste, and you will be able to become an instrument for doing unlimited service. You have to find the connection of a dharana and unlimited service. This dharana is preparing you for unlimited service. I think there could be lot of questions, right? How will I manage? How will I take care? Think about it, contemplate. That's our homework until tomorrow. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi. Happy Sadguruvar.
You too, Devai Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So nice to hear to you and see you. Didi, when Manmohani Didi came to Madhuban after Mama left the body, was she still your instrument or was it Dadi Gulzar who became your instrument?
No, see, Dadi Gulzar role was completely different, right? So first was Manmohini Didi. Then Dadi Prakashmani was in Bombay. So then she came. So we always say, no, Didi and Dadi, they were together. Then Dadi Janki, then Dadi Gulzar, so there was Chandramani Dadi also, Manohar Dadi also. And from time to time they were invited when like Gyan Sarovar started, Chandramani Dadi came, Manohar Dadi came. Chandramani Dadi was in Punjab, no? And Manohar Dadi was in Karnal, like certain areas. So they were asked to come and then they stayed there and they all were together. 5, 6 Dadis were together. So, but then Manmohini Didi left body. Then Prakash Pani Dadi was playing my main role. Dadi Gulzar's role after Baba became Avyakt was completely different. No? So she never, we will tell her everything, but she never got into administration or She was never part of it. She will sit in the meeting, she will listen to what we have to say, but she was very quiet. Mm.
Didi, Didi, I have been thinking about this accumulating the power of thought as this month's theme is.
Mhm.
And, I was thinking, how do we measure this? Like, if it is wealth, then we know, okay, as the amount increases, we know, okay, I have this much amount. But in terms of thought, is it that, like today's point as well, that if there is a situation in front of me, if I'm able to apply full stop and not ask questions, and if I'm able to do that more frequently, then that means my accumulation is increasing. If I'm able to do that less frequently, that means I have not accumulated enough yet. So is that how we would measure that? If throughout the day and as the days goes by, if my practice of putting a full stop is becoming better and better, that means I'm actually accumulating the power of thought.
Yeah, you come to know that, let's say there is a situation. No, I liked yesterday, I think you must have heard, Sister Gayatri shared a very nice story that she saw a man falling from the car and he was on the road, but people were just passing. So she felt, should I do anything? So she said, should I or not? But she first put full stop. She remembered Baba and she went further and she saw these two policemen and she told them, this man has fallen. Can you help him? So she was just mentioning that putting full stop doesn't stop you from doing action. But one is like, we do it and maybe it was not right, or maybe you get involved. There could be many things. Full stop, Baba, and then right action. You will have a right way to do whatever has to be done. I think this could be done in every situation, no? That
Mm.
first don't think too much about that. And that's for you're not wasting your thoughts. But then if I have to do it, I'm using my thoughts, right? And using also is increasing, no, the power. If I, let's say I'm tolerating, I'm accumulating power, right? So I think it's a technique which we all have to try and then see what you find, and then our trust will increase and we say, oh, I can do it. And it did help me. I shouldn't take every point only intellectually, but I should practice and say, I did it while seeing, I didn't think much, while hearing, I didn't do that. I think it's very real. I mean, I am not able to recollect some of the things, but I think that every day, if we little look at ourselves, that instead of getting why, what, how, we stop it there. Baba said in a second, it's a drama. It's a act, it's a scene, it happened, right? You can't do anything about it. But then remember Baba, and then you see what thoughts you get. And those thoughts are not coming from the event, but from your responsibility or maybe the need to do it. It's completely different awareness, different kind of energy.
That's good. Thank you, Didi. And if I'm able to put a full stop um, in some occasions easily, but some repeatedly, I know, this when this thing happens, then my mind cannot stop immediately. So does it mean that there is some karmic account that is there in the soul, some attachment, some ego? That's why, mind cannot stop.
Yeah, definitely. But Nimal Shanta Dadi, when we were young, so somebody went to her and said, so and so is like this. So she said, when did you come to know she's like this? She said about a year. Then then there's nothing to think about. And I like that point very much, that if it was something new, then I have to think. But if that had been the pattern, then either you use your power or adjust or appreciate or reconcile whatever is needed at that time, instead of always thinking, always saying that, complain here, say it here. So, because our Dadi Nemal Shanta Dadis are very royal, right? So they didn't had all these petty cash things which are happening. So I think that best thing is really at that time, stop it, Baba, and see what is next, right?
Mm.
And whichever power is needed, because how do I know I have power? It's only when that situation come and I
Right.
said, let me merge it, let it go. So as many times I use, my power to merge will increase. Many times internally, I know yesterday Dadi Janki or someone said, there are certain things you never need to talk, repeat, never. Because it could bring, it's a damaging or it could be worse than what we thought. It's not necessary that I have to, so you merge it. Lot of things, what I call delete it, same time, don't
Mhm.
continue even, because then even if it's sanskar, but I'm allowing that sanskar to activate, and that means it's becoming stronger, whether it is a habit or sanskar. So I think if we pay attention, then we cannot just say, oh, it's karmic account.
Mm.
So my thoughts are wasted because I have karmic account. It will be karmic account, but should I waste it? Will it settle it?
Mm.
Hmm. It can only settle if I'm in silence. Okay, I have good wishes for you. Hmm. And
Didi,
I
you talk.
always find, if I look at this person didn't do this or hasn't been doing it, but if I get a pure thought, elevated thought, I must do it, right?
Mm.
And when you do it, there is definitely very good result. That's what I have seen.
Mhm.
But to have keep having wasteful thoughts is not one should do, which I think we all had that habit. If we don't, see someone behaving appropriately, or it's a family, so what it should be like. So we will have wasteful thought. And now it's all right. This is what it is. But then if you still get a thought, you start, communicate, and see the result of that too. It's so many interesting things we can really apply and get the happiness of that, plus more trust, self-trust, and nothing between me and any soul, because those pure vibrations are important.
Thank you, Didi. I have more questions on that, but I would like to really ask questions on today's Murli.
Mhm.
And this week's Murlis, at least, seems to be Baba is
Mhm.
very strong in different ways. But one thing I want to ask today is about mercy and forgiveness.
Mhm.
Today, Baba said, well, I don't have mercy on anyone. I just
Mhm.
give you advice. And then he said, there is nothing like forgiveness in the drama. Baba does not forgive you, right? Like everybody, whatever they do, they have to, there is an account for that. So, I mean, as Baba's children, we understand this, but sometimes this could be very hard, right? For someone to hear, what do you mean? God doesn't have mercy on me. God doesn't have forgiveness for me. So, how do you explain that on the one hand, law of karma is law of karma, but then in what way actually one can feel Baba's mercy and forgiveness apart from knowing knowledge, but feeling is something different.
I remember that, God is God, right? We cannot tell him what to do or not do. I remember one time when was a kind of prominent woman, and she came and she said, "Oh, I was upset with my husband. He was police commissioner, so he must have, said something." So she came. She said, "Let's go in Baba's room." Many years ago, I said, "Okay, let's go sit together." So we sat in front of Baba, but Baba keeps smiling, right? Baba's face never changes. She said what Baba said. See, what I have done, that karma is karma, right? If I have power, remembrance of Baba, I won't feel, I won't feel being punished, right? But where is forgiveness? A question. Baba was just smiling, cheerful, and which he is always. And it's really for us to learn. People make mistakes, do certain things. I don't need to get into that, right?
Mhm.
We just have to be like neutral in a way, or remain cheerful, remain. So if when we say we have to be like Baba, you have to follow certain patterns, what he does, because he doesn't want to create his karmic account, right? So, but on other side, it's not that we are not forgiven. I think all of us, if we were not forgiven, I don't think we will be what we are today. But he says, no, I don't forgive anyone. Because what happened, people make mistake, then go for forgiveness. The Baba says every night they sing arti and say, remove my vices, and whole night they are in vices. Then they do it. And everyone, they go to temples just to say, God forgive me, God forgive me, remove my sins, and then they keep continuing with the sins. No? So Baba, God is above karmic accounts and creating or something. No? Anyway, lot more can be talked, but I see whenever Baba says things like that, it must be in some reference also,
Mhm.
some context. But also, yes, Baba says, if you tell me the half of, that will be something, Baba says, and the only
Half
that,
will be removed. Half will be
yeah.
removed. Yes. Mhm.
Because see, internally your honesty, truthfulness to God definitely will bring the reward, no? And that is that half will be forgiven. So I think we all have to put together many aspects to
Mhm.
make it more clear. So it's a good topic to churn on.
So it's nice that one thing I'm taking here is that so if I go to Baba's room with whatever heaviness in the heart, then Baba is not looking at that. Baba's smile actually gives me hope. So, in the same way, if somebody comes in front of me, I don't have to deal with whatever they have done because that law of karma automatically takes care of that. But I can continue to project Baba's energy, and that gives that soul a beautiful experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I always say. He
And
just he just sits and looks and smiles, and we have to do same.
the, the one last question in today's Murli again, Baba said, those who are something like, yes, uh, those who have honest heart, they will not they will not be dismissed from their job.
They,
Um,
they will.
so those who have honest heart, they will not be dismissed from their job. They will not lose their job. But we know these days there are so many good children of Baba losing their job, not because of their dishonesty. So again, how would one hear this? Like, it's very hard to hear. Well, what do you mean? I
so
got my,
many, so many
yes,
are losing job these days, right? but some are leaving job too.
That's
So
right.
I think that if it happened, let's say you have been dismissed. See, you're not dismissed because of lack of honesty, but the market changes, the projects which are available, especially with IT people, I find. So market is slow. Like these days, market is very slow with IT. They say one of many reasons, when I ask them, "Mm, generally IT person gets a good job."
Right.
So it's not question of dishonesty, but also sometimes the change and the break in between also brings some benefit. So get more busy with Baba's service, a better job will come. That's what I say.
Ji. Great. Well, thank you, Didi.
Yeah, but these are really questions which we need to churn more on. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so much. Om
thank you,
Shanti.
Devang.
Ji. Om Shanti.